welcome to another enlightening episode of Your Rights on Trust TV, where we discuss the legal rights and justice issues that affect you. I am Hawa Usman, your host. On today's episode, we address a very critical situation that many Nigerians have faced in their encounters with the police, especially during arrests. What does the law say about how an arrest should be carried out? What are your rights as a citizen when confronted by the law enforcement? To help us break this down, I am joined by Barrister Emmanuel Adedeji, a seasoned lawyer, justice advocate, and a passionate human rights defender.
Police is not my friend. Police can never be my friend because I have something that's one or two issues that's happened to me, myself. You know, my father is a person also, but it's not something that's like that. What police did to me was like when after everything that people are all aware of this, that this thing is not right, what they do to me is not right. They say, oh, that's like I know that I'm on my own right, but they turned the case against me, which is today. I don't see before I respect them, but not now again. Fact, because of what's happened.
What they're supposed to do, they are not doing. Like from where I'm saying, there are so many things that are happening there, and they moving along. And they cannot do anything.
It's relative in the sense that when you have someone who is to perform a particular duty, the question you ask is how well equipped is that person, number one. Number two, how well do you cater for the need of that person in such a way that his mind will not be swayed away from the main objective. So to answer that question, you need to dig deeper into why they are not. I'm telling you indirectly that we are not satisfied, but we need to know why they tick, why they behave the way they behave, why are we not satisfied. So I cannot blame them for that dissatisfaction. I blame the system more. So you really need to look at it holistically. You have to look at several angles to the argument before I can give a particular answer. But the long and short is we are not satisfied.
Welcome back. Thank you, Barrister Adedeji.
Thank you so much.
So I'd like to begin from the basics. Let's understand what are the rights or what are those laws that govern the arrest of persons in Nigeria, and under what circumstances can police arrest a citizen?
Thank you so much. The laws in Nigeria, there are several provisions of the law that governs arrest in Nigeria. The first one is the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The Constitution says nobody can be deprived of his liberty except in circumstances that are stated thereunder, where maybe someone has committed an offense, or there's a reasonable suspicion that someone has committed an offense, or someone has done anything prohibited by the law. Then we have the Police Act, Section 24 of the Police Act. The police has the duty to preserve law and order, protection of citizen properties, and so on and so forth. Then we have the Administration of Criminal Justice Act, which gives procedure on how arrest can be effected and when a person can be arrested. So in all this law, you can only be arrested when you've done an act that is expressly prohibited by the law.
By the law. Or where there is a reasonable suspicion
that you've done that act reasonably.
Okay?
Yes.
So it has to be that same person. The reasonability has to be that this person has committed an offense.
Yes, a reasonable suspicion, not just a reckless suspicion.
Okay. So when a person has been arrested under any of the circumstances that you have mentioned, what are the rights that are available for that person?
Yes, the Administration of Criminal Justice Act makes it mandatory that the person should be informed of the offense he has committed. He should be given access to a legal practitioner. he should not be detained within a reasonable time, within 24 hours if court is within 40 kilometer radius from where he was arrested, or 48 hours if it's more than 40 kilometers from where he was arrested. Then he has the right to remain silent, not to say anything that will implicate him. These are the basic rights. And he should not be detained in a place non-recognized by law. That means if you are arrested, you should be taken to the police station. You should not be taken to a private house or wherever. The only place where you can be detained is a police station recognized by the law.
Yes, you have mentioned the right to remain silent, and this is important because where someone is arrested and taken to the police station, what does it mean to remain silent?
What it means to remain silent, I cannot say anything until I see my lawyer.
Okay.
No, you don't. And when you see you have the right, because it's the duty of the state to the person that said you've done that. It's their duty to prove that you've done this thing.
Yes.
So it's your right to even when you have your lawyer, to remain silent throughout. Let them prove that you have done this thing. That is the right to be silent. You have the right not to say anything that will implicate you in what has been alleged that you did.
So, okay, I want to understand the scenario. A person has been arrested under a reasonable suspicion that a crime has been committed.
Yes.
The person is taken to the police station.
Yes.
And then the police is saying, okay, this is the offense that we're alleging that you have committed.
Yes.
And then you're saying, okay, I have a right to remain silent, so I wish not to say anything.
Yes.
But the police will demand that you write a statement.
It's within his right not to write a statement.
So it is within the person's right to say that, oh no, I do not wish to write a statement.
It's within his right not to write a statement.
So this takes me to this issue. Police call to invite you that a petition has been written against you.
Yes.
And then you're to appear before the police.
Yes.
And then you're asking, okay, what is the petition saying? And then they say, no, you can't have this petition unless you come. It is an invitation.
Yes.
So you have been invited to the police station. Is that also an arrest?
Like in the practically the way it's on, they will tell you, the police will tell you, we are only inviting you to hear your side of the story. At that point, it's not an arrest. When you are arrested, you should be informed of the offense you've committed, why they are taking you. At that, when you've been arrested, you cannot go back home freely. You have to be released on bail. But when they are inviting you, in most cases, you end up writing statements. That is,
yes, because
in reality,
that's why I've had experiences like that.
That's what
is being invited, come to the station. Somebody has written a petition against you. So the person will feel, okay, I am here because a petition has been written against me. So, but you brought yourself to the police station. I want to know, at what point does it translate into an arrest?
At the point they tell you need a shorty, you've been arrested. At the point they tell you, okay, you wrote a statement under caution, now you need a shorty to take you on bail, then that's translated into an arrest. It's no longer an invitation.
So is that the arrest as envisaged by the Constitution, the Police Act, the Administration of Criminal Justice Act? Is that the kind of arrest that has been
from
envisaged?
The provision of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act, that's not arrest should be made. Arrest, number one thing you will do when you arrest a person, you have to notify the person that he or she is under arrest and notify him of the offense that he or she has committed that necessitated you placing him under arrest. Because when you've been arrested, your freedom has been restricted. You no longer have the freedom to move as you want. Your fundamental right has been contained. So you need to be informed why that is being done to you. That is when it's an arrest. But when you've been invited to the station to write a statement or to cooperate with the police, that we have
on the basis that there is a petition against you.
EFCC, ICPC will tell you we are investigating a matter and your name came up, we will want you to come to clarify issues on so date. But when you go there, they will tell you, at times, if there are some that are being professional, they will show you how and where
your name had come up.
They ask you to write. In some cases, you don't even have any issue to do with the case they are investigating. You are not the main target, but once you put your pen to paper, they tell you need a shorty to take you on bail.
Exactly. That is also...
which is not right, which is not an arrest contemplated by any of the laws in Nigeria.
So at that point, what's a citizen supposed to do? I have been invited into the police station. You didn't tell me there was, you have been arrested. But on getting there, I'm asked to write a statement, right? Reply, okay, take this document. I'm telling you.
That's practically what happens.
Yes, practically this is what happens. And then you've read the petition. And then the next thing is that, okay, you are going to have to reply to this petition. And then by the time you finish making the statement, you're asked that you have to bring a shorty. Yeah. So what's a person supposed to do at that point?
Now, let me take it from the procedure adopted by them. I think it was a procedural error. When, by the time they give you a statement paper, what do they call it? They will tell you are writing under caution.
Yes.
Under caution. What it means is you've been placed under arrest. They are not telling you. You are writing under caution that whatever you write can be used against you in the court of law. So if I've not been arrested, why are you
asking me to write? Exactly my point.
So what the writing they should have done is to notify you that, because that is the thin line between not being arrested and being arrested. Because you were not notified that you've been arrested. But practically too, when they hold you that way and you feel that you've been held illegally, people have gone to court that have been arrested and they've never for once denied that they arrested you. They will tell you they want to justify why you've been kept. Most fundamental right cases, by the time they keep you, maybe you made the bail condition, or they kept you beyond the normal period. When you go to court and say, yes, I was arrested and detained for so number of time. I've never seen a case where they deny ever arresting you, even though you've not been informed that you were arrested. I've never seen it.
But at the point where they say you have to get a shorty.
Yes.
It means that the assumption is that you've been given an administrative bail.
Yes.
So at that point, if you are unable to provide the shorty because you're already in their custody, and you end up spending the next 24 hours or 48 hours, is there a remedy for such situations?
Yes, the courts frowns at it, and they've divided. Let me talk about the remedy first. The remedy you have, the law says they cannot keep you more than 24 hours.
24 hours if there is a court within a 40 kilometer radius.
Then 48 hours if there is no court. And I think in Abuja there is no way we are non-enforcement yet that we don't have a court within a 40 kilometer radius to where they are. So we can assume that if you are arrested within Abuja, you should not be kept more than 24 hours by the law enforcement. But however, they devise a means of trying to circumvent this provision of the law. What they do now these days is they will go to a magistrate court or any court to get a remand order. They will now try to justify keeping you beyond the normal period by telling you that they are acting on an order of court which empowers them to keep you within the period specified by the Constitution. But the remedy you have generally is when you are kept beyond this period, that means your fundamental right has been breached. So you have the right to go to court for remedy, for damage, for compensation, for keeping, no matter what you, except when they have an order of court to keep you, it's either they charge you to court or they release you on bail.
On bail. So at what point can you now file for the enforcement of your fundamental rights?
Now, when it comes to arrest and being kept beyond the time that the law allows them to keep you, let's say for after 24 hours or 48 hours if there is no court within 40-kilometer radius. At that point, if you are being kept more than the period given by the law, then your right has been breached. At that point, you can get a lawyer to fight for enforcement of a fundamental right.
Thank you very much, Barrister Adedeji. And there is this important thing, and this thing that keeps coming up now with law enforcement agents when they arrest people, is that they collect a person's phone to search.
Yes.
So let's even talk about arrests without warrant. Under what circumstances can a law enforcement agent or a police officer arrest a person without an arrest warrant?
Now, the law is, if you want to arrest somebody, you need a warrant to arrest.
Yes.
But there are several exceptions. If you commit the offense in the presence of a police officer, it does not need a warrant.
So that is assuming the offense is committed in the presence of the police officer.
You do not need a warrant to arrest. Then the same section of the law says that if there is a reasonable suspicion that you've committed an offense, he still talks that you can be arrested, and he did not make a warrant
necessary
for
that arrest.
For that arrest. So I think without warrant, a police officer, even a citizen, can arrest another citizen if you commit the offense in the presence. If I see someone stealing, I can. If I have power to overpower,
grab the person
and take him to the police station. So, a police officer, as a wider, is not in law cases, they need warrants of arrest. When because by the time, if you are, let for instance, they tell a police officer somebody is breaking into somebody's house, will he not go into to get a warrant from the court before it will? So it will still cripple them from carrying out their function. So the law empowers them to arrest anybody on a reasonable suspicion that the person has committed an offense, with or without warrant.
Thank you very much. Just hold your thought regarding the issue I was asking earlier on the search of the of people's telephone.
Okay.
We'll be going for a short break.
Thank you very much.
You're still watching Your Rights on Trust TV. We will be going for a short break, and when we come back, this discussion. Welcome back. Thank you, Mr. Adedeji. So let me ask you this. This issue, law enforcement agency, I mean, your phone is a private, property.
Yes.
So where they demand to look at it and search, what does the law provide regarding that? Now,
the law is another aspect of fundamental right. There's right to privacy. So the law, before your phone can be looked into by any law enforcement agency, you need a warrant of court, because it's an invasion of privacy. And the police in Nigeria, they've done well in this regard. From their pronouncement, they've said it over time that no policeman has the right to search your phone.
Okay.
They've said the IG, they've said it multiple times, because we've had instances of young people moving on the street, police, so open your phone,
yes,
you are a Yahoo boy. You are the police, they've reprimanded and punished. A lot of police officers have done this. I've seen it on social media. But I think it's not enough. The law is very clear on it's an invasion of privacy. Nobody has the right. Like now I don't know how true it is. There is a law that has been passed that they now criminalize even individuals looking into other person's phone without authorization. Is a rumor which I cannot really substantiate that it. But the law as it is today is no law enforcement agency has the right to look into your phone without an order of court.
So if they wish to look at what you have in the phone, so as not to be an invasion of privacy, then they will need to give you. So they will need to give you a warrant, a search warrant to search the phone.
In practical, by the time, let's assume someone was arrested by any of the law enforcement agencies. They've collected the phones, collected personal belongings and everything. They will go and get the order of court. In most cases, they might not tell you, but they use it as a shield. In the event you want to come and file fundamental enforcement that
they've invaded your privacy.
They will say they have a cutoff. But the property for them to have done is to notify you that they've gotten an order of court to look into your phone, and they are looking into your phone. But what they do is to get the order and keep it for as a shield in the event that you want to sue them for invasion of your privacy.
So, but do you mean after they have searched the phone?
I wouldn't know when they do it, but I know in practice they do that, they get that order. But they don't have the power to look into your phone without a court order. That is the warrant. It's a search warrant. It's a form of search warrant authorizing them to search your phone for any incriminating evidence that will in support of their suspicion or the allegation of crime against you.
So can I record a police officer, for instance, if I see a police officer assaulting another person, or if I have a direct encounter with a police officer?
There is no law that prohibits you, because this is a society that lives on law. There is no law that says a private citizen cannot record a police officer doing what he or she is not supposed to. Even in other countries, the police officer has camera they carry by themselves, recording whatever they do in the line of duty. And it's a way, the police or other law enforcement, they frown against it. But it's a way of making that to be, yes, to make it that, okay, what I did. So if there is another version of what happened, and if they think they've done the right thing, they should not have a problem with them being recorded, except they don't want people to see what they are doing, which they are not supposed to be doing.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much. And then I want to know, do women or minors have a particular special kind of treatment when they're being arrested at the police station?
Now, a minor, one treatment that's peculiar to a minor cannot be kept in the same cell with an adult, what do you call it, persons that has been arrested. That is one particular. Then they should notify their guardian or the father they are in their custody. And for women, a female cannot be searched by a male police officer. I think that is the major difference between a male. If a woman is arrested and they want to
search her body.
A male policeman should not do that. A female policeman should be responsible for searching her body. I think those are the major differences between other persons that can be arrested.
When children and minors are being arrested. And then, okay, we talked about bail at the police station earlier, administrative bail. So what will happen if the police officer refuses to give bail to a person that is arrested?
Now, if they refuse to give bail, or they give bail on a condition that is as good as not giving you bail, they can tell you to go and bring this, bring that, which is practically impossible
for you to bring.
Now, the Agya says you can approach a magistrate and ask for bail. Then you can file a fundamental right enforcement too, that you've been held beyond and if you're given a bail on honorary condition. The court can ask them to produce you on the day fixed for hearing on a name date, and the court can grant you bail.
Mandate, okay, and then grant bail. Yes, thank you very much for coming, Barrister Adedeji.
Thank you very much.
This has been an insightful discussion.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, Barrister Emmanuel Adedeji, for clarifying this crucial rights. To our viewers, remember, your rights don't disappear merely because you are arrested. In fact, that's when you need them most. Always stay calm, stay respectful, but most importantly, stay informed. This has been Your Right on Trust TV. I am Hawa Usman. Until next time, take care and stay empowered.